You've spent years believing a simple rule about robot vacuums. They live on one floor. You put one on the main level, you carry it upstairs when you remember, and you accept that the second story is basically its own little forgotten kingdom. That's just how it works. That's how it's always worked. Except you can throw that rule out now, because the thing that's been blowing up every feed you scroll through is a robot vacuum that grows legs, stands up, and walks up your stairs. And once you see it move, you can't unsee it. It's called the Roborock Saros Rover, and when it hit the floor at CES 2026 in Las Vegas, it did the one thing almost nothing at a tech show ever does anymore. It genuinely stopped people in their tracks. You've seen 100 gadgets promised to change your life. This is the one that made the entire internet lean in at the same time. Let me show you exactly what you're looking at, because the clip going around doesn't fully do it justice. Picture a normal robot vacuum, that flat little disc gliding across your floor. Now picture it rolling up to the bottom of a staircase. Normally, that's the end of the story. It bumps the first step, spins its wheels, and gives up. But this one doesn't stop. Two arms unfold underneath it. Roborock calls them wheel legs, and the machine literally lifts its own body, plants a wheeled foot on the first step, and climbs. And here's the part that made you do a double take. It cleans each step as it goes up. It's not just getting to the next floor. It's vacuuming the stairs on the way, which is the one chore your current robot has never been able to touch. You need to understand why this is such a big deal, because it's not just a party trick. Every robot vacuum you've ever owned has had invisible walls in your home. The company even has a name for them: no-go zones, stairs, raised thresholds between rooms. That annoying lip where your tile meets your living room carpet. Those are the places your robot quietly avoids while you assume it's cleaning everywhere. The Saros Rover is Roborock's answer to all of that at once. Because it can raise and lower each leg independently, it keeps its own body level, while the ground underneath it is anything but. It handles straight staircases, curved staircases, even carpeted stairs with those rounded bullnose edges that trip up cheaper machines. Slopes, multi-level thresholds, weird transitions between rooms. The stuff that has always defined the edge of your robot's world just stops being a boundary. And the demos went further than you'd probably believe. On the show floor, this vacuum stepped over obstacles several inches tall like they were nothing. It balanced on two wheels and rolled up inclines. Roborock even claims it's quick enough to dodge tennis balls thrown at it, and reviewers watched it hop, actually leave the ground, to clear obstacles. If you've ever come home to find your old robot beached on a stray sock or stuck spinning helplessly on a shag rug with a single Lego brick under it, you understand instantly why people lost their minds watching this thing simply step over the hurdle and keep going. So how does it actually pull this off? Because it's fair for you to be skeptical, legs on a vacuum sounds like a gimmick until you see the brains behind it. The Rover uses a mix of AI motion control, real-time 3D spatial sensing, and a navigation system Roborock calls StarSight, running dual-flash LiDAR to map your space before it moves. In plain terms, it studies the geometry of your stairs and your rooms first, figures out the smartest way to climb or cross, and then commits. It's not stumbling forward and hoping, it's reading the terrain the way you'd size up a set of stairs in the dark and adjusting on the fly. Each leg reacts to what the sensors see, which is why it can make those sudden stops, sharp turns, and direction changes without tipping over. Now, you're a smart shopper, so here's where I keep it honest with you. Because the version of this story that broke the internet left a few things out, and you deserve the full picture before you get too attached. First, the suction. The Rover is rated around 19,000 pascals, which is plenty for everyday dust and pet hair. But if you were assuming the flashiest robot in the lineup was also the most powerful, it's not. Its own siblings, the Saros 20 models, actually hit 35,000 pascals. So you're paying for mobility here, not raw cleaning muscle. That's a trade-off worth knowing before you build your whole cleaning routine around it. Quick heads up before we go further. If you're even thinking about buying one of these, my full vacuum buying guide is linked right in the description, and it'll keep you from overpaying for hype. Second, and this is the big one, you can't actually buy it yet. As exciting as those videos are, Roborock has been clear that the Saros Rover is a real product still in development, with no confirmed release date and no official price. The number people keep tossing around online is roughly $3,000, but that's an estimate, not a promise. So treat that figure as a rumor, not a receipt. When something like this finally does ship, early adopter pricing tends to be brutal, and first-generation hardware tends to have first-generation quirks. If you're the type who buys version 1 of anything, just go in with your eyes open. Here's what you might not realize though, you don't have to wait to get most of this magic. Roborock already launched the Saros 20 in North America earlier in 2026, and it runs the same core AI architecture that the Rover was built on. It won't literally climb a staircase, but it uses a reconfigurable chassis with a lifting system that hoists the machine over stacked thresholds nearly 2 inches tall, tests the best way across, and then remembers that route so it doesn't have to relearn it every time. If your home is mostly one level with a few annoying transitions, that's the machine solving your actual problem today, while the Rover is still the thing you screenshot and send to your group chat. And zoom out for a second, because this is bigger than one vacuum. You're watching a genuine arms race play out in real time, and it's escalating fast. 2 years ago at CES, the big shock was a robot vacuum that sprouted a mechanical arm to pick a sock up off your floor. This year, Roborock gave it legs, and it wasn't alone. Dream showed off the Cyber 10 Ultra with a retractable claw for grabbing clutter. Other brands rolled out stair-climbing attachments, hot water mop washing, self-emptying everything. Even Dyson came in swinging with a new wave of cordless machines and a pencil-thin vacuum. The whole category decided, all at once, that cleans your floor wasn't enough anymore. Now these machines have to walk, climb, grab, and practically audition for a spot on a sci-fi movie set. Roborock leaned so hard into the athletic angle that they announced a partnership with Real Madrid, framing the whole lineup around agility and footwork. A soccer club for a vacuum. That's the world you're living in now. So what should you actually take away from all of this? A few things. If you own a multi-story home and stairs have always been the chore your robot couldn't help with, the Saros Rover is the first product that even attempts to solve it, and you should absolutely keep an eye on it. Watch for a confirmed price and release date. Watch for independent reviewers to get it into real homes with real stairs, and don't buy on the hype clip alone. Wait for the receipts. If you want the smartest cleaning you can actually get right now, look at the machines already shipping, the Saros 20, and the other current Roborock models that inherited this navigation tech, or a strong value pick from Shark or Bissell if a $2,000 robot isn't your idea of a good time. You get most of the intelligence without paying the world's first tax. And whatever you land on, grab my vacuum maintenance guide down in the description. It's the difference between a machine that lasts you years and one that quits on you in months. And if you're just here for the spectacle, honestly, that's completely valid too. Because the reason this vacuum is breaking the internet isn't really about clean floors. It's that you're watching the exact moment a boring household appliance quietly turned into a walking robot. You grew up thinking a vacuum was a thing you pushed around, and then a thing that rolled around on its own, and now it's a thing that stands up and climbs your stairs while you're not even home. That's the leap. That's why you can't stop watching it. And that's why, the next time someone tells you robot vacuums all basically do the same thing, you get to be the person who pulls out your phone and shows them the one that walks.